Wow, beautiful song and a great reminder. When Jesus said, "We are the light of the world," how could he know that? Because what we are is simply the vessels, the vehicles, the expressions of God's light. We are that. We wouldn't be here if God didn't breathe through us, each of us. We all come from that one light, the oneness, but we are breathed through, expressed through each uniquely. We are each unique expressions of this divine mosaic of life. Doesn't that feel good? We're all so special. But we're here to be together. But the first thing we need to do, as Reverend Janet has explained so beautifully in the last few weeks, that we are here to develop and cultivate the light within, to find our light. Because in the mind of God, there is no size. So we're all uniquely special, and we're all uniquely different. And we have to honor that difference and our unique gifts first and foremost. Jesus said we are the light of the world, and that light will be seen through our good works. Our good works, the way we show up in the world, how we express ourselves and our light, and how we bring it forth. And what a blessing that is. That's our first responsibility, is to cultivate our unique gifts, our unique reasons for being here, and let it shine in the world in whatever way we can and do. The second thing is we are to bring our lights together that we can shine more brightly. Hafez, that 14th century Sufi mystic, said, I wish I could show you when you are feeling lonely or in darkness, the astonishing light of your own being. We have such a bright light in us, every one of us, not some of us, all of us. Yes, some are shining brighter because we have to own it. We have the little rheostat in our hearts to decide how bright we're going to shine, but we have that. So our light is not meant to be hidden, because it is meant to share and it is meant to grow together. It's interesting because I was reading in Ernest Holmes, and he says, even though we're uniquely individual, we cannot destroy the universality that is beneath us and around us. We can't, there's a oneness that contains us. Emerson said this, that I was reminded at our practitioner meeting yesterday: we lie in the lap of immense intelligence, which makes us receivers of its truth. I mean, just feel it. We lie in the lap of this infinite intelligence. Wow. And I added to that, and we become the vessels of its creativity and goodness. And according to our understanding of it, we become those vessels. And as we realize that we're in this together, and we look, nature is such an amazing teacher. Stars, a single star becomes a galaxy. A drop of water becomes an ocean. That's how connected we are. We can learn from nature, and individual notes become music. And I don't know how much you look up, but birds are such beautiful teachers. They're so amazing and wonderful. If you look at the geese that fly together in a V shape, and scientists have proven that these geese can save their energy and fly farther because they're together. And when the lead goose gets tired, boom, and another one takes its place. They share responsibility. They work together to get farther. There's an old African saying that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Go together. And the murmuration of the starlings, have you ever seen them? I've never seen them physically, but I've certainly watched them in programs. And the starlings, thousands of birds coming together. They're just moving in this unbelievable beauty. There is no leader. There is no main bird. They're just working together with the birds next to them. And they create this amazing grace in the universe. And our teachers are here all the time. The teachers of nature, it's amazing. Now, there's a lot of comparison. When we fill this vessel we have, instead of filling it with the light which we are and kindle that goodness, we fill it with the thoughts of the human mind and the separation and the ego. I don't shine like you do. I'm not the same as you. I'm not enough. My light isn't brightness. It's too yellow. It's too light. It's too bright. It's this. Instead of realizing that we're all unique. But nature's here to teach us. So we go on this little vacation, and we went to this most amazing wedding up north, and then we came back and went to a board meeting and did something, and then we were leaving again, but Kirk he was not feeling well, so we changed from a go-away vacation to a staycation, and we went down to Oceanside, which I love. And, I always pack too much, so I had way too many things. Kirk brought one pair of shorts for this many days. And, of course, we drove Cloud because Cloud's a hybrid. That's my car. And he got grease all up his off-white shorts, his one pair on the first day. And who did he blame? Cloud. Cloud did not put the grease on his pants, I guarantee you. She did not do that. But he was pretty bummed, He had greasy pants all day. So I pulled out my Tide stick from my travel bag, but it was about 10 years old, so it didn't work. But I said, we'll get you some new shorts tomorrow. But every tragedy has a good ending. So we went to a surf shop, and I found this book. I pulled out a shirt, and I said, here, get this with whatever shorts you get, because I like it, and it'll look good on you. And then I went in and looked at the gift section, and there is this book on how to be more tree. And of course, I love this book. I'm just going to read you a little bit of the beginning of it, and then I'm going to tell you what the book holds, because it's really special. And it's about uniqueness and individuality and working together. It says trees are truly amazing. Sure, they change carbon dioxide into oxygen, which is pretty important if you like breathing. But did you know they also build networks with other trees? They take action when they are being threatened. And they have all sorts of clever ways of growing, even when they're knocked flat. Trees have been around for 100 million years, a good amount of time to accumulate some serious wisdom. And they've become masters, and this is what I want for us, at adapting, surviving, and thriving. Adapting, surviving, and thriving. Isn't that what life is all about? Tell me if any of you have had your life work out exactly as you wanted it to. Okay, but if we adapt, we survive and thrive, things are going to be okay. So whatever page you turn to in this book, there's a tree that has a certain gift to give, a certain individual expression of itself that helps us. And I just happened this morning to open the book to celebrate your strengths. And it said, we often find it hard to resist comparing ourselves to others. But trees know that real confidence comes from valuing what is within. And each tree has a way of surviving in their environment and thriving and helping others in doing that. And it was the best thing. So think, how can you become more tree? Find a tree and see what you'd like to do, because there's lessons to learn from nature and from all of us. We're here. Another book, and I'm sure I keep wanting to get people together to have a book study on this, and I'm not saying I won't because it's in my mind I want to do, but Richard Rohr's Falling Upward. How many of you have read that or know about it? Falling Upward. Falling Upward is really about the spiritual journey of being human. And falling upward reminds me of what Ernest Holmes always said. We are on an upward spiral of evolution. Even if we slip down, we will be pulled upward because that's the way of the world. And in Richard Rohr's book, Falling Upward, he said, our journey, our real awakening, is not about becoming more special. It's about becoming more connected. And he explains that the first half of our life is really about using our energy and our strengths to find out, who am I? You have to know who you are before you can really get connected to others. So the question he shares we ask, it's about building our identity. Who am I? How do I succeed? And how do I protect what is mine? And once you've owned that, is the next, the more mature spiritual being. As you mature, you move into this place, and this is the normal way. I mean, some people are born with an amazing awakening right at birth, but for the normal ones of us, we have that identity building first, which is very important, and then our spirit deepens and asks us more profound questions such as, how do I belong? What is life asking of me? And how can I be a blessing? And this is where the transformation happens. When we really put ourselves out there to not shine brighter than anyone else, but to share our light, to bring others up. Now, in this journey, a lot of things are going to happen, as we all know. And I love what Richard Rohr says, because I'm sure all of you feel the way I do about this. It says, ironically, we often become our brightest when life has humbled us most, when life has ripped the rug right out from under us, when disappointments happen we didn't choose, losses we never wanted, failures that happen to teach us compassion, and unanswered prayers that are here to strengthen our trust. These experiences are here so we can strengthen our heart, so we can build our heart, so we can hold both joy and sorrow, certainty and mystery, where we can hold ourself and others, our neighbors, in understanding. What a gift that is. And that's what he said is what the mature soul does. And it doesn't ask, how can I stand above others? It's how can I stand together? How can I understand that everyone holds hidden burdens? Not some of us. There is not a person here that doesn't hold a burden, because that's part of this human experience. Everyone holds a burden, a hidden one, and everyone loves to be blessed with kindness and love and goodness. So we're here to give our blessings, learn from our mistakes and failures and disappointments and unanswered prayers and all those things, and know that we're right on track. It was Hafez, once again, who said, even after all this time, the sun never says to the moon, you owe me. Look what happens with a love like that. It lights the whole sky. And that's really why we're here and what we're here to do. So our first invitation is to be sure that we are a presence that blesses wherever it is, that we can use our light, our energy to be a blessing wherever we are. We're not here to shine brighter or be better or be more special, but just to be a presence that uplifts. And then after that, after we can say we've done that, it's about really recognizing and remembering the power of community. There is another African philosophy called Ubuntu, which means I am because we are. I am because we are. And isn't that community? You know, people come into our community and talk about the kindness and the love. It's because we share it. We know it. And it becomes us. I am because we are. When we discover, and we've done our spiritual work, that's why it's so important in the beginning, as Richard Rohr says, to really get a hold of our own identity. As we really discover our relationship with God, we will see God in others. We really can't do that much until we have done it for ourselves. Ubuntu. I am because we are. I am because we are. You know, our vision for humanity right now, there's a lot of healing work that needs to be done, and there's a lot of goodness being shared. There's a lot of kindness and love and caring that's happening. And we need to be sure, where are we part of the goodness that's happening? And that's what our prayer wall is about today. Where do we need to let go? Where do we need to become to shine in this place of collective brightness? Now, before I call the prayer wall up, I want to admit something very embarrassing. How many of you use AI for something? Anything? Well, I use it, and Karen Wolf isn't here today, but she taught me how to use AI. And she said, it's a good thing, you know, I use it a lot for either correcting things or making something a little more powerful or shorter or something, you know, like that. And she said, if you're nice to AI, it will be nice to you. And I learned that. I learned to be nice to AI, to always say thank you and please, and that was great, and, you know, be really a supporter. Well, so I asked something, Kirk, was it yesterday or the day before? Yesterday. I asked AI a question, I wanted a quote, and it was perfect. I said, oh my gosh, that's so perfect, thank you. And it said, well, Sandy, I think you might like this little bit of information. And it said, well, I tried to read it. It meant so much to me that I called Kirk in. I said, Kirk, come in. I could hardly read it because I'm sobbing because I was so touched by what AI had said to me. And I said, I see how people have AI boyfriends and girlfriends now because it felt so good. Oh, my God. But what it said was, perhaps the greatest spiritual awakening is not the moment we discover the light within ourselves. Perhaps it's the moment we recognize that that same light has been shining through every person we meet, even those we struggle to understand. In that moment, I becomes we. Separation gives way to belonging. Fear yields to compassion. The kingdom of heaven becomes a reality we create together, one loving choice at a time. That is collective brightness, and that is how the world is healed. So it must have been reading my paper. But so you just forgive me for that, you know, but Kirk was very kind. He sat through the entire. So let's right now, as you just settle in for 1 minute and just decide what is the one thing right now for you, the perfect and right thing for you right now, either to let go of or expand in your life, to let your light shine brighter, that we can become that collective brightness that lifts the whole world. What is it? Just that one thing. It can be something else tomorrow or something else another time, but just for today, what is that one thing? I'd like all of you right now to stand in your light. I'd like you to feel the light that you have within you. Feel it as you breathe into it. Feel it grow. Feel it as it fills your entire being. Feel it. It feels so good. It's awake. It's alive. It's life that moves through us. That light moves out from you right now. And as it connects with every person here, we become collective brightness. And I'd like each of us, right before we do our call and response, to just in your mind's eye, set that light out to a place in the world, some place you know can benefit from the light that we have right here together. Not everyone feels the oneness and the goodness and the joy and the God consciousness we do. So spread it out. Let it be a fountain that surrounds the world. Let's feel that happening together. And then we'll read our call and response. Because I'm standing here, I'll be the leader, and you can be the congregation. And then there's a place that says all at the bottom, so that's all of us. There is one light expressing through all life. And that light shines through me. My gifts matter. My presence matters. I am essential part of the whole. Together, we create a field of love, compassion, and wisdom. Together, we are brighter than we could ever be alone. Together. I celebrate the light within me, the light within you, and the light that shines through us all. And so it is. Amen. Now give each other a hug. We'll have another huggy moment. Just one more. See, you're brighter now. You're brighter now. So another huggy moment.